Coming up on Colonial Sports Center, it's a record-breaking show tonight. A freshman ran his way into the history books. Also, a football coach is climbing his way up the coaching ladder, and the friend of the show finally made it to the big leagues. We have more next. And welcome back to another season of Colonial Sports Center. I'm extremely happy, and John Fisher. This is Haley Sawyer. How was your summer?
My summer was pretty good, but I gotta say I'm happy to be back here with you guys, back here on the desk with you.
I don't know if it was as good as a few athletes' summers. Well, former RMU athletes.
Yeah.
We have a few doing amazing things. On top of that, Kenny Salelli, a name that you know, a very good friend of ours, as well as newcomer and publisher of Colonial's Corner, Chris Capella, will join us to talk about the state of the Colonials, as well as the football team getting off that close game against North Dakota, which you were a part of.
Yes, yeah, it was a great time. Alaris Center, beautiful, beautiful.
No hockey though, eh? Nothing?
No hockey. I did go to the rink. That was it.
Well, one former athlete might need to learn some Italian soon. Carvel Anderson. Just the name rings success. Thing is, he may need to start learning that Italian from his girlfriend, Ashley Ravelli, because Anderson signed a contract with Andrea Costa Imola of Legadoux, the second division of Italian professional basketball. The contract makes the Elkhart, Indiana native the second RMU player to sign a professional contract in as many years. Anderson said, quote, "I've been waiting for this opportunity my whole life, and it is proof of what happens when you work hard," unquote. In 69 career games with RMU, Anderson scored in double figures, 55 times. And by the way, Russell Johnson was that other pro who went to Spain 2 years ago.
Very cool. Maybe you could teach him some Italian, because that sounded pretty fluid right there when you pronounced that city name.
Grazie.
Prego. RMU hockey alum Chris Kuchnerick has signed with the Florida Everblades this past July. This is the fourth ECHL team that the forward has played with since graduation. Kuchnerick is not known just for his power on the ice. He is coming off of cancer rehab, but has still somehow maintained his top physical condition. Everblades head coach Greg Poss said that he believes the former Colonial captain will bring leadership to the team.
As soon as Scott Farrison came to Moon Township for his 13th season with the Colonials football coaching staff, he was granted with a nice surprise, along with controlling the defense. Farrison got promoted to assistant head coach yesterday. In 2013, RMU ranked second in total defense in the Northeast Conference. They finished top 2 in that category for the third time in 5 years. And luckily for Farrison, he doesn't have to go up against this next man in practice every day. And a man that ended up making it into the NFL, and friend of the show, A.J. Dalton, did make it to the show. After the NFL draft, the Detroit Lions signed him as a free agent. Dalton continued to practice with the team and ended up playing in the preseason. Dalton at RMU started 37 times in his tenure. He took part in Lions rookie minicamp prior to the preseason. The Detroit Lions ended up waiving the Carrollton, Ohio native before the final preseason game took place. Dalton started on RMU's 2010 NEC championship team that earned the squad the first national playoff berth in league history. Part of history right there.
Big history. The men's soccer team took on Ryder last weekend for their second match of the season. To the North Athletic Complex we go.
I missed to the
Good
North
to be
Athletic
back,
Complex.
yeah. RMU slips past some defenders, takes a little farther forward, passes, but it stops. Nico Brett goes across the goal line, and he shoots, but it bounces off a Bronco and is ultimately saved by the keeper.
It's the ultimate save.
Ultimate save. Wright State takes it in on the left side, but it's popped out by Jared Latchford, defender. Nico Brett shoots from the point, just narrowly misses to the right. Here we go, a race to the ball. Bruce Cullen gets it and shoots, and he scores. Second half, here we go. Another opportunity here, but denied by Wright State goaltender David Pistina.
Looked like a legal kick to me.
I don't know. Penalty kick. Devin Williams sets it to 2-0. Another race. Here we go. Here's a header, but jump save by RMU goalkeeper Alfrey. Nico Brett, another chance. Go figure. Grabbed by the Broncos, though.
One of the top goal scorers in the NCAA, by the way.
Yeah. Corey McCurdy goes across to Brett, who knocks it in. Goal number 3 on the evening. A wide pass by the Colonials. Shoots. Blocked once again. All right, kicked in from a corner. Headed in by a Colonial, but misses the net narrowly. Down the field we go by RMU around a defender. Pretty nifty there. Attempt to strike, but it goes wide. And one more shot for you guys. Slow motion.
And that was
goes
the ultimate
off
header.
the post. Robert Morris was able to lasso the Broncos, taking them down 3-0. Bruce Cullen, Devon Williams, and Nico Brett each notched a goal. However, they were unable to repeat their success 5 nights later against Wright State. Sorry about that. The Raiders scored 2 goals to shut the Colonials out.
And I think it was impossible to win an award in soccer by using your hands. RMU goaltender Brendan Alfrey was named the UADE Northeast Conference Player of the Week in his very first weekend as a Colonial. The rookie transfer from Grove City stymied 6 shots from Ryder. He stopped 9 shots against Hartwick beforehand and then laid down the goose egg against the Broncos of Ryder. As you say, he could lasso the Broncos, right?
That's my word.
It's a good word.
I used it once.
It's a
You
good
killed
word.
it. Not one, but 2 RMU hockey alums will be making their debut in NHL tournaments this month. Defenseman Andrew Blazek will be with the Florida Panthers rookie squad in Nashville. The 2014 grad is coming off of his first season in the ECHL with the Cincinnati Cyclones, where he helped his team to the Kelly Cup Finals. This is Blazek's second encounter with the NHL. Back in 2011, he attended the Pittsburgh Penguins developmental camp. And on the flip side, Furman South will be sporting black, white, and a whistle on the ice. In Traverse City, Michigan, South will be a referee for the NHL Prospects Tournament. The Colonial forward is one of 8 refs in the tournament, and the ECHL Director of Officiating, Joe Ernst, has hinted that South could be seeing time in the ECHL as a referee in the near future.
You know, the Everblades, what a great team name. I tell you
Oh,
what.
it's so clever, but it's not as clever as...
I'm not going to go there. We have a great show for you tonight. We still have Kenny and Chris coming on to talk some football and the state of Robert Morris Colonials athletics. A friend of ours won an award. We're not going to give it away, but her name's Becky. That's the only clue. And a freshman ran his way into the record books last weekend at North Dakota.
You could say he rammed his way.
Look at you and your puns. We'll be right back.
Of course, I am here with Romo. How are you doing today, Romo? Great. All right, so Romo, just a few questions. How do you think the game is going right now for the Colonials? All right, on top of that, what do you think about the play of Paul Jones and his defense just demolishing Morgan State right now? All right, well, you heard it here first. Romo with his insight to the game. Back to you guys.
Be sure to tune in to Colonial Sports Center every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on RMUCentralMedia.com and Channel 98 around the Moon Township area.
Romo, have you downloaded the app?
Roma, have you seen this app?
Hey, have you seen the app yet? No? All right, put it down. I'll show you what you can do. All you have to do is install it, and it'll open up for you. My favorite part of it is the police blotter. Check this out. When you click into it, you're going to go right to the top left, and as soon as you click on it, everything will be there that you need, so you can stay safe.
Download the RMU Century Media app on the App Store. Romo likes it, and so will you.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. The women's soccer team fought to a draw against St. Bonaventure this past Sunday. In the return home, the squad notched 18 shots total, and junior goalkeeper Becky Schonecker finished the game with 5 saves, one of which came in double overtime. And for her performance against the Bonnies, Schonecker earned herself the honor of NEC Defensive Player of the Week. This is the first time in her career for the accolade. The goalkeeper boasts a .813 save percentage, which is the best in program history. She also owns the second best goals against average with 1.40.
Way to go, Becky. And moving from the grass to the hardwood, Robert Morris welcomed Indiana State, Youngstown State, and UMass Lowell to the Duquesne Robert Morris Invitational. Balls went flying. Athletes kept diving to secure a brass ring. In this bout, UMass Lowell took on the Colonials, not even knowing they'd have their hands full. And that's how you do that. That's a rhyme for the ages. Seriously? Doing multiple digs, and we're going to have some mass chaos going on at the Soul Center. Madeline Betts with the spike on the other side. Cameron Humphrey. She's going to serve it up to Alina Ozzie. How about that? And it was a little nice and easy. Moving on, the Riverhawks, which is oh so violent. With the service, Brianna Frakes with the touch to Madeline Betts. UMass Lowell will answer. And you're going to see the libero, Melissa Bograd, dig it out of trouble. Ball ends up in Becky J's hands for the kill. All RMU, all the time. We're going to go back to Riverhawks. Humphrey to Lauren Bennett. Bograd with inches to spare. Frakes is going to attempt the kill. The Riverhawks will continue the volley. I told you chaos was going to ensue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Frakes and Jay will end up with the spike. Answered by UMass Lowell, but one hand trumps all to complete the volley. Nearing match's end, RMU looking for the 25. Hannah Hoffman finds Becky J, and she will eventually initialize. You know, volleyball is a very tedious game, and just like that. No match for Becky J. One more time, Frakes will fake it to Hoffman. Oh, dipsy-do. That wasn't even a dipsy-do. It was just a finisher on the final set. As we move on, and wait for it, Haley. Wait for it.
Wait for what?
You'll see. Wait for it.
I'm waiting.
I'm serious.
Waiting.
Wait for it. That's all it takes.
Oh.
April Kavaniak, 3-1. Arden Fisher, no relation, carried the Colonials with 17 digs to their first victory of the season in the Duquesne Robert Morris Invitational. RMU held advantages in every stat category over the Riverhawks. As they tallied 9 service aces, Becky J led the team with 11 kills in the matchup. Senior Melissa Bograd was named to the all-tournament team with 61 digs in 3 matches.
I wish she was related to you. That'd be a cool twist on the show.
Same with Carrie
Family.
Fisher from Star Wars, but we're not going to go there.
Irrelevant. It was a game of firsts for the Colonials as they faced Eastern Kentucky on the gridiron in their season opener. A first time as head coach for John Banaszak. First game for 26 players. First game with a spread offense. Unfortunately, the contest was dropped 29-10. However, there were some bright spots. Quarterback Luke Brumbaugh tallied 51 pass attempts, the most in program history. Nick Lamica grabbed an interception as well as notched 14 tackles and 2 pass breakups. Dwayne Mitchell now sits 5th in terms of career receptions.
Since we here at Colonial Sports Center love to credit the Colonials and act like homers when they win, sorry, it's true. Sometimes we can't get everything we ask for. North Dakota hosted Robert Morris, not knowing who would run through them at will or ram through them at will. Freshman Ramses Owen rushed for 199 yards and into the record books Saturday night. Despite dropping to the green and white 16-13, RMU held North Dakota to 268 total yards against. New gunslinger Luke Brumbaugh threw for his first career touchdown to Dwayne Mitchell, who is 6 now interceptions, capping off a 149-yard day through the air. However, the story of the afternoon came from the backfield. Ramses did more than just rush for a $199 as well as a 16-13 loss.
Following the trip to North Dakota, Ramses Owens got a little bit of attention. His record-breaking performance earned him the Sports Network National Freshman of the Week, NEC Offensive Player of the Week, and NEC Rookie of the Week. Owens is the first ever to be awarded the Sports Network Rookie of the Week honor.
Now, Ramses Owens, I mean, what do we say? What do we say about him, really? As we get our good friend Chris Capella on screen real quick, the publisher of Colonial's Corner does things his own way, and he deserves to. First of all, before he comes up here, Owens, you were there. You saw it in person. How did he look?
Confident. The whole team honestly looked confident. Ramses Owens, coming in as a freshman, not many players could do that, do the things that he's doing right now. He's quick, confident. I don't see why he can't keep up this performance the whole season.
And just like Houdini, Chris Capella.
Hey, John.
How you doing, my friend?
Haley, hi.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Now, you are with colonialscorner.com covering football. You've been here. You're a senior. You've been here 4 years. Is this the best running back that we've seen at Robert Morris? And he's only a freshman.
Yeah, definitely that we've seen. And when it comes down to it, I think it's just going to be between him and Miles Russ in the records books. Miles obviously was here a long time ago, running back coach now. Ram is just built so, like as an 18-year-old, the way he's built, lower body, really strong legs, runs so powerful. Good hands out of the backfield too. He actually had over 230 all-purpose yards in the game. He's unbelievable. He really is. He's going to be a heck of a running back for a lot of years to come, and it's going to be hard to keep him humble, honestly. He's a very humble kid, but incredible.
Do you see Miles Russ kind of acting as a mentor towards him, working with him a little bit?
Yeah. I talked to Ram after practice a few days ago, and that's what he noted. He said, Miles is keeping me humble. I still have a few things to work on. Pass catching, obviously, blocking in the backfield, and pass protection is a big thing for him. That's something a lot of young running backs struggle with when they get into things. So he still has some things to work on, but honestly, it didn't sound like he had a lot to work on. And Miles will find something to keep him busy with, definitely.
Now let's move from the running back to the quarterback. Luke Brumbaugh, Seton LaSalle product, two brothers who we talked about it the other day, who are eclipsing Whitfield records one by one. Christian at William & Mary now, and Brett at South Fayette, 1,000 yards away from the Whitfield passing record. Do you see Brumbaugh succeeding?
Yeah, I do. I think things are going to get a little more interesting this offseason. Obviously, they had the quarterback situation kind of fall out of place this offseason. And I think Luke is good because I don't think he has the strongest arm, but what I do think he does well is he's a very good decision maker, and he hits the intermediate routes really well. And that's kind of what the offense is designed to do, be smart and be efficient. And that's what Luke is good for, and that's what, I think there were some people out there who thought he was going to win the starting job no matter who was out here. So, yeah, I think, they've got a stud there.
So like a Chad Pennington with your New York Jets, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Pennington, he was a man. He was as efficient as it got. And that's what you want to see with Luke, high completion percentage. He looks good so far.
Right, and obviously John Banaszak coming in first year as a head coach. Been with the program a little bit, though. What do you see him doing well? What do you see him doing not well, if anything at all?
Yeah, no, definitely. He's definitely doing some things well. I think the guys are just responding to a different voice a little better. And that's no disrespect to Joe Walton, but just having a different voice out there, it seems to be reaching to them. They like the way the practice regimen is and the way that they've changed conditioning, too. Obviously, with the new offensive scheme, that's been a big deal. But also, they said they needed to be in better shape going into the year. He's got them there. And, they're a young team on special teams, and that kind of came back to bite them against North Dakota. So he's going to keep working with that. That's his specialty. Defensive line still gets after it. A lot of new faces on the defense. And, again, defensive line, special teams, that's his main area of focus. So that, he's in good position right now. And they look good on both sides.
So let's talk about this weekend's game. Lafayette, RMU travels to Philadelphia. Well, near Philadelphia if you want to be specific. 2 years ago, they won at homecoming in overtime. One of the best games in RMU history. Can they repeat it again at Lafayette?
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun, wasn't it? 31-28. And it makes
Never forget.
It makes you feel old. Dwayne Mitchell caught his first touchdown pass in that game. Jeff Sinclair had a long drive at the end of the game to set him up in field goal range. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I do think they have a chance. Lafayette's very good. They didn't take down Sacred Heart, but they played them very well. And I think they have a chance. I really do. They got to get the run game going again, which is going to be difficult. But when it comes down to it, the defense is turning the ball over so well. I think that's going to give them a good chance to win.
All right, my friend Chris, thank you so much.
Thank
this
you.
is not
Thanks,
the last time we will see you. Haley, what do we have coming up next? I know we have a good friend of the show.
Yeah, more guests,
his
more stories,
2014
more news.
debut.
A lot of stuff.
You're teasing it, not me.
Well, you just teased the whole thing, basically. We have another guest. We have more news to come.
The upcoming
around.
schedule as well. Who's next? We'll find out.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you. Bobby? Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the art!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
You ever think about buying a bigger place?
Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy.
There is no credit fairy.
How else will I get a better credit score?
Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it.
No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Yes, ready.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Kenny Solelli of the RMU Athletics Department is with us here now to talk about the current state of RMU sports.
Kenny, what's going on?
Not much at all.
Summer okay? Hanging in there?
Yeah. No, pretty busy. It's here a lot.
Did you win a Super Bowl or what?
No, you know, just happened to take home an AHA championship. So
not bad,
Coach Schooley thanked everyone who was a big help throughout the season, and luckily for me, I was on the list.
Wow, can we get a close-up of that?
We have some time.
Nice big ring.
And
got my name on the side and engraved in the middle.
Does it have like your name on it?
You know, I thought it was bigger than a Super Bowl ring, but
not much gets bigger than a Super Bowl ring.
Tell me about it. So, well, like I would know. So, you're the hockey beat writer, Miss Sawyer. Let's talk some hockey.
Good segue here. So they're AHA champions coming off of a season there. What do you see this season?
A lot of the same. Certainly going to be a great conference year. You know, we still have Cody Wido, obviously one of the best scorers in the country. Terry Schaefer was very good last year. Dalton Izek behind him, very solid. I expect the two to kind of split a bit this year, but I think we'll definitely be preseason favorites. And I know Coach Schooley's got the team drilled. You know, last year's success isn't going to stay floating around. They know that they have to work harder to get back this year.
Do you think Terry Schaefer coming off of his hip injury is going to have any impact on the starting position?
You know, I don't think so. I think they're going to have a good battle, and whoever's more deserving is going to get the start that certain night.
Okay.
Well, let's switch to basketball. And then speaking of, it's Andy Toole's 34th birthday. I just thought I'd throw that in there. What are we going to look at this season? Obviously, no Carvel Anderson. It looks like we're going to have Kayvon, Dave Apollon, Lucky Jones, and a few others are going to fill in there. It could be a couple of freshmen.
This year's going to be interesting. You got to see who's going to step up and really be the leader, which was a problem last year. But Lucky's a senior now, Chuck Oliver, and you know someone's got to step up. Someone's got to be the leader of this team. But brought in a lot of really talented freshmen, a lot of height. 6 guys are 6'6" or better. One of the best recruits in the history of the program, Elijah Minnie. You know, very, very talented kid. He's going to contribute right away on defense. He's got to work a little bit on his offense. He's a little limited there right now. But, you know, I talked to Lucky Jones, and he's beyond excited for this year. You know, we go down to North Carolina for UNC. This team, I don't know if they're going to be preseason #1. There's some really good programs here. St. Francis Brooklyn, St. Francis PA returns basically their entire team, and Central Connecticut also very solid this year.
And that was their problem, the height. Their tallest player was Steve Hawkins at 6'9", doesn't play like a player at 6'9".
Yeah, Hawk is a guy who's got to get stronger and really continue to develop down low. I think he'll certainly take more steps this year into developing that skill. He's got a lot of skill. I mean, he's shown it off at different times. But, you know, there's great players around him. Minnie's going to be really good. Aaron Tate has dropped a lot of weight this year. He looks like a lean, mean, really great
rebounding machine.
I don't know if he's going to be a great rebounder, but he's definitely someone who can help out this team. You know, he's not going to be a superstar, but he's going to be in that Russell Johnson mold, I think.
On an aside, I'm pretty sure Stephen Hawkins is now listed as Stephen Bennett on the roster.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
On the women's side, we have Rebecca Bent. When you have Rebecca Bent, you're going to be really good. It's Mercy Hurst, RIT, us. Those top 3 are very interchangeable. But we have Jessica Dodds. Brittany Howard was great last year, and there's still certainly some players who could really develop even further. Ashley Vesey and Maeve Garvey could both take huge steps this year, and I think the The defense maybe will have to gel a little bit, but ultimately I think they're going to be great. I really think they have a chance to win an impressive CHA this year.
No, I know we have to go, but in one word, describe the season without Artemis Benu for the women's basketball team. One word.
Challenging.
Challenging? All right. We'll see. Kenny, thank you so much. That is not the last time we will see you either, but when we come back, I'll let you tease this time. Take it away.
All right, when we come back, we will have a look ahead at the upcoming schedule, and we'll see you then.
Completely different world. We were there to bring nursing care to some desperate people.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
The very first person that I met was David. Kept saying, "You have to come to my house and watch me play my trumpet." You could tell from the look on his face that it was just his most prized possession. I get back home. A few weeks later, I got a message that a gang had broken into his house at night and they stole it, which was his life. So next trip back, we gave him a new one. The look on his face was just complete disbelief. He just absolutely couldn't believe it. And to be able to do something like that is one of the best moments of my life. He said he'd never forget us.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer. What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
And just like Goldberg in World Championship Wrestling, who's next? Did you get it? Did you get it?
No, I didn't get that one.
You got to watch old WCW tapes. Who's next for the Colonials, the upcoming schedule for the week that will be, Haley, let's take it away, Friday and Saturday.
Friday, men's soccer at Liberty, 1 o'clock, volleyball at Butler, 4:30. Saturday, 2 more volleyball games at Colorado and Ohio State. Football, we have Lafayette going across the state a little bit.
To the home of our sports editor, Chris Mueller. Well,
yeah, he's about 3 hours from there, but close enough.
Yeah, 3 hours, close enough. Women's soccer takes on Northern Kentucky at Northern Kentucky, and then men's soccer goes to VMI at 3:30. And on Tuesday, let's not forget that pesky volleyball team. They go to Akron, Ohio for a 7 o'clock matchup on Tuesday. And don't forget, tune into RMU Live Mondays at 1 p.m. You can see Hannah Smith and Victoria Lomax, as well as Eddie Sheehy and Delaney Hassel with their excellent packages. On top of that,
RMUCentryMedia.com. Everything you would ever want to know about RMU. News, sports, lifestyles, tips for everyday living.
Good, I'm
everything.
glad you didn't forget. And RMU Live, that was already prior to that. RMU Radio, your campus, your voice. Check out No Huddle on RMU Radio. Tuesday, Wednesday from 9 to 10 p.m. and trending now.
News you actually care about.
Would you quit?
Do we need to say more?
5 p.m. on Thursdays, Channel 98. I couldn't help myself.
I'm going to jump across this desk, Fisher.
And we do want to tell everybody today is the 13th the anniversary, and in a very negative way, of 9/11. So our thoughts and prayers to everyone who is affected by that. And we have next week women's soccer.
Women's soccer, scores, news, updates from
everywhere.
Everything.
Don't miss
Athlete
it. Take care.
Interviews.
We'll see you for the second week of CSC.